wanna see no daylight.
Most definitely, this artist needs no introduction.
Right now.
The multiple back-to-back hits should tell you who we have in the studio. Most definitely, Fuse ODG. Multiple award-winning artist. Proud Ghanaian for that matter.
Come on, yo.
Nice, and he's joined us on Showbiz Agenda right here on Zalfa 2.1.
Yo, that was a crazy one still.
Yeah, back to back.
You reminded me of a lot of songs.
So how does it feel? I mean, just sitting down, soaking your own hits.
Yeah, it's crazy. It feels like it's brand new again, because some of them, you know, because we're always creating as artists. So when you keep hearing it back, it's like, wow,
wow, I did this too.
We've done that, I did that, yeah.
You know?
And they all have their seasons, you know, in terms of how we felt at the time and the energy. And yeah, man. So
and they all had something they were meant to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And most of them did achieve it.
Yeah, of course. It was all a blessing, man. You know?
Anyway, you're welcome to Ghana, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you.
How long have you been around?
Couple of days. I've been around for a couple of days, man. It's been good. My Ghana's home too. My birthday into yeah, BBI cool.
BBI cool for a special project, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always here for the school, of course, in Akosombo. And yeah, you know, birthday. You know, I'm here for birthday as well.
And Uofie.
Muofie Susunti.
Akwaba.
That's
nice one. Right. So let's start from the beginning. I mean, in 2013, when you broke out, you know, mainstream.
It's actually end of 2011, but yeah, 2013 mainstream.
Mainstream, mainstream 2013, but 2011, you were in there somehow. And then 2013 June, you had Antenna. Which was 7th on the UK singles chart, and then 85 on the Irish single chart. And then same 2013, you had your Azonto. That was in October.
Yeah, I mean, Azonto was already out underground though, but yeah, officially,
2013, and you also got on the charts, you know, both the UK single chart and also the Irish chart. And then within the same 2013, you had your £1 Million Girl, December.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yes, and then you had your first Mobile Awards, Best African Act, 2013, and you had 4 other awards at the Urban Music Awards 2013. So how important? I'm taking you back right from the beginning. How important is the year 2013 for you in your music career?
It was very significant for me as an artist, and even more important for Afrobeats, because a lot of people, it was their first time hearing Afrobeats. You know, Antenna was like their first time hearing on mainstream radio. You know, we have like, you know, Radio 1, Kiss FM, like the Capital. You know, a lot of people, it was their first time hearing Afrobeats. So. And to be recognized on these award platforms as well was giving us a voice as well. That's why, to me, when I won the Mobile, you know, one of the first things that I said was, you know, changing the perception of Africa, and, you know, just making sure that people understand that it's not the same type of negativity that they've been showing on TV. So I made sure that I let that dialogue, introduce that dialogue from early. You know, so it was definitely important for the movement. This is New Africa. It's even more important for Afrobeats, you know, to open a new platform and open new doors for us as Afrobeats artists.
And while you were dropping all these songs, they were hits out there and back home.
Yeah.
What did the magic for you? How did you pull that off?
Yeah, it's just finding a balance between spending time here and spending time in the UK, and that's what we used to make the music. And
so you did double promotion down here and up there in the UK.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now.
So you have extra job. You know, anytime you release, you have to come down to promote and also promote out there.
Exactly.
Because you're as huge here as you are out there.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but why did you turn down the Band 30? You know, Band 830 project. Why did you turn it down?
For the people that don't know, Band 8 is a charity project that gets together different world-class artists, you know, from Ed Sheeran to Adele to One Direction, you know, Robbie Williams, all these big artists, you know, I've done it like Westlife, you know, all the, so it's like you know, one of the biggest platforms for any charity project, you know, led by Sir Bob Geldof. And yeah, he asked me to be part of it. You know, as an artist, I was excited to be part of it, but as the one of the pioneers, you know, of the movement, you know, the leader of New Africa, I could not, you know, endorse that kind of project, because it's a project that portrays Africa in such a negative light, and those were the images that I was seeing when I was growing up in London, and those were the images that was, you know, making me be embarrassed about, you know, being African, being Ghanaian, because as far as my friends were concerned, we all about, you know, it's just poverty and us dying as kids and all of that. So I felt like he could have done it in a different way. So I suggested, you know, he actually called me. I suggested that we do it differently. Let's make a song that's positive. Let's not say that this Christmas the best present we have is death. You know, those were the kind of lyrics that the songs were actually saying and insinuating, you know. So I said to him, why don't we make a song that will make people move, a song that will get played over and over again, you know, for years to come, you know, and with the caliber artists we're getting together, it should be easy. But you know, he has his formula and he wasn't willing to change it, so I could not, you know, I had to stick to what our ethos and what we believe in, you know. I said the New African movement.
So you decided not to be a part of it.
I decided not
you
to
turned
be
it
a
down
part of
flat.
it. Yeah.
But was it difficult for you saying no, knowing very well perhaps what could come along with being on that project, doors that could open?
If you look at it from an artist's point of view, without, you know, just musically, without thinking about anything else, yes, it's definitely an opportunity that you should not turn down. But if you look at it from a movement point of view, and you know, doing the right things in life, and to me as a person, the kind of person I am, wanting to tell the truth about Africa, I couldn't have been part of it.
And it was just like that.
It was just like that. So as an artist, you know, I knew that. But
yeah,
you know,
you had your own principles, and you had to stick to them.
Yeah, exactly. So as me, as a person, and the movement, you know, Africa means a lot more to me than music like that. You know,
wow.
So yeah.
Africa means a lot more to you.
Yeah, it's more than music. Yeah,
Africa is more than music to you. And so you had your This Is Africa. So in 2014 May, you
Africa.
had Dangerous Love, you know, featuring Sean Paul.
Yeah,
that was in 2014 May. How did that come about?
Yeah, Sean Paul, I'd bump into him at, you know, doing different shows. I was one of his support acts, you know, when he came to the UK. That's how we connected, spoke about, you know, working together in terms of him representing the Caribbean and me representing Africa. And to show that, you know, it's very important that the unity happens for the young people across the world, because there's always been a segregation, you know, in the UK, Europe, US, between Africa and Caribbean. So that was one of our first, you know, display of unity in, you know, music commercially like that, and it was so important. The song did amazingly well, and yeah.
And did the song achieve that for you?
Yeah, it's one of the highest selling songs that I have. So
yeah, Dangerous Love, featuring Sean Paul.
Yeah.
And in the same year, you dropped your Tina album, This Is New Africa.
Yeah.
And that also, I should believe, achieved what you wanted it to achieve. This is New Africa.
Yeah, This Is New Africa. It was an embodiment of what the movement was about, showcasing Africa that we know. And it was made whilst I was traveling through Africa, you know, so the energy and vibes of the motherland was way inside, you know. So yeah, I'm very excited that I have an album that's done so crazy and amazingly well. And yeah, people are still surprised that this album that I've just finished is my second album.
This is your second album. The first one had a grand agenda, which you were able to achieve with, you know, the collaborations and the videos and the songs, that everything was to a certain end. That has been achieved. And then the second one is the Brefier. But before we...
New African Nation.
New
Brefier
Africa...
is the single.
Brefier is the single. New African Nation is the second one, which is yet to be released. Yes, but before we move on to that one, let's come down to the year 2015. So we've done 2013, 2014, and then 2015.
It's so a crazy timeline.
Yeah, crazy timeline. Because a lot goes into each year for you since you broke out into mainstream. You had a big song like, you know, Top of My Chart. That was in 2015. And then you also had Only.
Yeah, Only
in 2015.
In Africa,
Only in Africa. Those ones were also charts, songs that got on the charts.
Yeah, we have different, that's the thing with us, we have different territories that listen to our music.
Yeah.
You know, so a song might not be so big in Ghana, but it might be big in Australia, or big in, you know, the UK, or big in like Ireland, somewhere in Europe. You get me? So every time I go to different places, I know what's big in that place, and then I perform those songs for the people, and then I perform what, you know, whatever else I want to add to it, you know. So it's just a blessing to be able to make music that just connects, like Only in Africa is so big in Kenya.
All over the place.
You know, so it's just different songs, you know. Yeah.
How did the union between yourself and Ed Sheeran start? How did it all start?
Again, with him, I'd see him at shows, you know, shows that I do, he'd be on the bill as well. And then we'll just get to talking backstage, and he said he loves Afro beats, he loves my music. So I said, if you love it so much, then come to Ghana. You know, he's like, yeah, I'd love to. And that's pretty much how the relationship started, and we stayed in touch. And then he told me that, yeah, he's ready to come.
And then he came down.
And he actually came down. You know,
you had a song together.
Yeah,
shot the video.
We wrote a lot of songs. You know, some for his album and some for my album.
Right.
You know, of course, you guys heard Bwami. And then there's BBIB as well. That's the song that contributed to his album that won the Grammy. You know, so yeah, we've made some, and we made it right here in East Legon, not far from here. So yeah, you know, it's a blessing to be able to make music on the motherland that can reach world-class status like that.
Definitely, he has numbers. I mean, huge.
He's the biggest artist in the world.
He's the biggest artist in the world, and
currently,
you know, being with him, collaborating with him, did you tap into his numbers well enough? Are you satisfied with how far you've been able to tap into his numbers, business-wise?
Business-wise, I mean, we've sold about 6 million with him. So
6 million.
Yeah, so
that's crazy.
Know, and his numbers are crazy. You know, so
that's a lot.
Yeah.
6 million.
Yeah, I mean, well, maybe I need to add up the numbers properly, but the last plaque that we had was for 3 million.
Wow.
And that was this time last year. So I'm just trying to do the numbers.
So just within a year.
Maybe I'm exaggerating, but
but it's close to. Maybe it's close to. Let's say 4 or 5 million thereabouts to 6 million. Now there was a time you said UK now has young black parents proud to be who they are, and this was captured in the Metro. At what point? Why are they now proud to come out clearly to say, okay, we have black parents? Some time back, what was the situation like?
No, you know what's happened now is we now have. When our parents went over, it's us now. We're grown. We've now become parents. So we have a new mentality from the mentality our parents had. So we're now encouraging our young people, our kids, to be proud of who they are, because we're now proud Africans, and that's why I call us like new Africans.
The new African
We're now
nation. Encouraging
our kids to wear African fabrics. Whereas with us, when our parents took us over, we were trying to fit in, trying to be British, but now we're teaching our kids to be African,
even on the British soil.
Exactly. So that's the major difference between, because our parents just wanted us to fit in, you know, speaking English to us at home instead of school.
Right.
But yeah, we kind of straight away say, "You're crying on because say I say."
So that disconnect will be bridged.
I said. For someone to mean like they wish they could speak tree.
They wish they could speak tree. Now they have that understanding.
With that understanding,
yeah.
Some making sure I'm number to make a tree in the brothel.
Okay.
They making sure say tree. I told you I'm on Bagana just to spend holidays, just so they can catch the tree vibe.
They can vibe with the people around.
Exactly. So it's a new mentality of parents.
Right.
That's what I mean.
And that's what you meant.
Yeah.
And in relation to that, you have your Nana dolls.
Yeah, the Nana dolls. So these are the kind of dolls that these parents are interested in, because when they were growing up, they didn't have any dolls that look like them.
Okay. So this is it. This one probably Ama or Ajwa, I can call it.
This one's Nanaya.
Nanaya.
Yeah.
Okay.
Based on Yasantoa. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you chose.
Back, you see like this education of who they are. You know, Nanaya from Ghana. You know, based on Yasantoa. Nana Mekeba, based on Miriam Makeba. Nana Nehanda, based on the powerful woman from Zimbabwe. Nana Kuti, based on Fumilayo Kuti, Fela Kuti's mom.
Right. So these are notable names that you have decided to select, historical names.
Yes.
And so the kids can learn
from early whilst they're playing. It should be normal conversation between them.
And these are Nana dolls.
Yeah.
Do you have for boys as well?
We're gonna do Action Men like Nkrumah and Thomas Sankara. But yeah, again,
for Nyashingbe and all those guys.
Yeah, all these powerful men that aren't in our history books, because somehow the syllabus doesn't favor these powerful people. But we need to flip the syllabus on the side and upside down and actually bring it. The roots is
bring it back home.
Yeah, these guys are the roots. They built the nation based on pure love, from a very positive perspective. So we need to bring that back, and then we need to ground as the roots for these kids, so when they grow up we have fruitful leaders.
So how is sales with Nana dolls? Is it out on the market?
Great, man. They're every girl sees them, they go crazy. They're killing it. If you go to newafricanation.com, you'll be able to get a copy of a Nana doll.
Newafrica.com.
We're soon to stock in game in the next 2 weeks. So
we have some here.
Yeah, we have some here. The dolls.
The dolls, yeah.
Yeah, I'll leave you some. I'll leave you one.
Definitely, yes. You leave me one.
If you want, you can keep it or give it to your niece
or
your
daughter.
My
daughter or something. But do we have it in stores where you can just walk into a store and purchase it?
In 2 weeks time.
Game in 2 weeks time. We'll have it in game. Yeah. But out there, it's already on the market. Folks are purchasing it.
Yeah. Newafricanation.com. You'll be able to get one.
So you can buy it.
The clothing
online.
Is there as well. The clothing line. We have kids' clothing as well on there.
And how is that doing?
It's a lifestyle, being a new African is a lifestyle. Embracing who we are as Ghanaians, as Africans, it's a lifestyle. Same way hip hop is a lifestyle. The way they dress, the food they ate. You know, we're making sure that we're providing the lifestyle that we didn't have for our people, because they want to be able to dress their kids in a proud African, you know, style. We're going to do that. So we're going to hit every single sector to make sure that we're catering for the lifestyle of the new African.
So the whole new African nation is not just an album in isolation.
No, it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah, it's a reality. You know, because Tina was more like, you know, changing the mentality of our people. The new Africa is using that mentality to create a better reality.
Right. So it's a continuation of a sort. Once the mentality gets changed,
you're now ready to live the lifestyle.
To live the lifestyle.
And fight for what you believe and fight for what you love. And that's why sometimes my opinions can come out differently, because I think different as a person. I'm mad passionate about Ghana. I'm mad passionate about the progression of the continent as a whole, which is something that's already been put into place by Nkrumah and so many other people at Sankara, but we've forgotten it. So now it's time to bring that energy back so we can build the continent from those kind of foundation. And
in doing this, you probably wouldn't want to do it alone. So you've targeted certain people that you're bringing together to help you achieve this, like Damian Marley.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
He also has the same agenda as you do.
It's very important to link up with people who have similar mentalities with you, and also who have influence, so we all move together. And that's why Damian Marley was so perfect for Breathier, a song that unites. It's a symbol. It's just like it's a metaphor, and it's a great symbol for the unification of Africa and the Caribbean, especially the mission that his father was on, and the mission that he's carrying on from his father's legacy, Bob Marley. And now us moving together and letting the world know that yes, we can get together. And then this is the mirror that we want to see in the people, the Africa, Caribbean, being able to trade, spend time together. We go over there, they come over here. Eventually we start putting our minds together, we build together.
Right. Sometimes is it difficult, you know, realizing some of these dreams that you have? Do you get to the point where you feel this is unachievable? Because for instance, Damian Marley is huge.
Yeah.
You know, for an artist, you feel like, how do I even get him on it? So how do you move?
Because it's a message from God. So and once God has placed you in a position where you know he's like go for this. You know, it doesn't matter what the flesh believes. For the flesh might say it's impossible, but spiritually we've been assigned to be on this mission. So we knew that even though, you know, Damien don't really work with people like that, he doesn't really do collaborations like that, we knew that he's the guy for this vibe, you know, and we just knew that God had already placed him in it. We just need to do our thing as the flesh. We need to do our hustle to get to that position where we now align. And
was it difficult getting him to say yes?
It was very difficult to get him.
It was difficult.
It was very difficult. It wasn't easy.
For real.
But once we actually connected, it was beautiful. When I use the word difficult, it wasn't like in terms of actually, you know, because he keeps himself to himself and everything. But so we had to find a situation where we were both available to link up, and once we linked up, then we spent like a whole week together chilling, you know, and
working on projects.
We became family. Do you get it? And we were just working and just catching vibes, and from there everything was just easy but God had already, you know, put in place the vision. We just had to do what we had to do to get to that place where we could work.
Right. And then you have Damian Marley. How does he feel about the project? How does he feel about it?
He's very passionate about it. You know, Ghana's like home to him as well, and you know, it's his dream, you know, to have home in Africa, you know. So he's very excited.
He's very excited,
you know, about even, you know, seeing Ghana differently, you know. He's ready to build with us.
And that's you have two of the world's, you know, biggest folks in your net, like Ed Sheeran is there, and you have Damian Marley is there. How does it make you feel as a brand?
I don't really look at it as me. Like I said, it's a godly mission. So the people that he places in our lives is because of God, and it just aligns with the mission. Ed Sheeran's influence is so crazy, and you know, the fact that he fell in love with my music, Afrobeats. You know, I knew that was God. So we have to use that as part of the movement. And he came, we went straight to the school. You know, he was helping us build bridges at the school, so the kids can travel from where they're coming from to the bridge that actually leads them to the school safely, because there was a stream under the bridge.
Right.
That was a bit dangerous when it rained. So his mind was different. You know, he was thinking different as well, and how we can have a sustainable, you know, school that can help a whole community. You get it? I like the way he thinks. You know, those are the kind of people that we work with. It's not just music and just feeling like you're making sales so you're okay. It's more than money.
And thinking about your brand alone. Now, talking about, you know, explaining things to Ed is white.
Yeah.
You know,
he's very white.
He's very white, and he has his own way of thinking. How easy was it convincing him to buy into your African mentality, your African ideas, you know, getting to know how Africa is and how we should be represented globally?
Ed is a very special guy because he's Irish, so he, like, if you know the Irish history, like, they've been through a lot. So his pride of being Irish, like, he loves anybody who represents their culture proudly. He can relate because his culture,
he's got culture too.
Yes, it's like a struggle. They were discriminated against, whatever, but of course can't compare that to us black people or whatever. But everyone struggles relative to, you know, but he's very you know, supportive of anybody who's pushing their culture and being true to that culture, you know. And even him speaking tree and everything, it's because he was here. He was like, he wants to learn.
He wants to learn the language.
You understand? He's not lost in his world. He wants to learn about your culture, you know. And that's one thing I love about him. And every day, you know, we watch it in the morning, like, you know, we walk around and get coconuts, you know, from coconut trucks. Like, he was a very real person, and that's what I loved about him. He immersed himself in the culture. He was asking how he can contribute to the culture and not just, you know, come and get inspired and just leave.
He wanted to leave a trace,
and it's a continuous relationship where he's still contributing.
Right. You decided to have your album listening in Kumasi.
Yeah, it wasn't really an album listening. You know, I played a couple songs off the album. You know, I'm from Kumasi. You know, and again, I had that calling that, you know, Brefier, I have to go home. I went to see my grandma. You know, I went to see my family. You know, before we sparked off the new project, we prayed and everything, and then I decided to gather, you know, some of the DJs in Kumasi just to thank them for their support. And you know, I'm home. And to my birthday, I was sending who from support it because I'm always in Accra. I'm always doing, you know, everything in Accra. You know,
but you decided to go home this time round.
I had to spiritually go home in order to begin the movement. Before I can even go and do my promo in the UK, I came to Kumasi. I went and saw my family, and then we began.
Took the blessings,
That's it.
And then you hit the ground running.
That's it.
Brefier.